All right, let's talk about corporate governance. It's this invisible force that can literally make or break a company. Think of it like a high stakes game of checks and balances that decides whether a corporate giant soars or totally crashes and burns.
I mean, really think about it for a second. What's to stop a super powerful CEO from just running a company right into the ground? Or a board of directors from making a truly disastrous wrong turn? When you've got fortunes and people's futures on the line, what's the safety net?
Well, the answer is corporate governance. And it's not just one person or a single department. It's actually this whole web of rules, relationships, and practices that acts as a company's moral and structural compass. It's the thing that's supposed to guide it through those stormy seas.
So, what is this system of control exactly? Let's break down the rules of the game.
Okay, so here's the classic go-to definition from the UK's really influential Cadbury report. It's simple: the system by which organizations are directed and controlled. I love this because it's so concise but so powerful, right? It's not just about steering the ship, it's about building the rudder itself. But here's the thing. This idea isn't some modern invention, not at all. In fact, its roots go way, way back to 3rd century BC India. There was this ancient political text, the Arthashastra, that laid out a blueprint for leadership that is, frankly, shockingly relevant today. The Arthashastra uses this brilliant analogy. It says the king is basically the CEO or the board. His subjects? Well, those are the shareholders. And the state itself is the organization, the company. And a king's number one duty was to protect his people. In the modern corporate world, that translates directly to a board's duty to protect its shareholders' wealth. It's the same core idea. So, what really holds this whole system together? Well, it all boils down to 5 core principles. You can think of them as the pillars of trust that support any healthy company. Yup, 5. That's the magic number. Pretty much any effective governance structure, no matter where you are in the world, is built on these 5 fundamental ideas. So these 5 pillars, they're the absolute bedrock. First, you've got accountability. That means owning your decisions, the good and the bad. Second is fairness. Treating everyone, from the biggest investor down to the newest hire, with equal respect. Third, transparency. Being open and honest, even when the news is tough to share. Fourth is integrity. That's all about building a real culture of ethics from the very top down. And last but not least, social responsibility, remembering that a company's decisions have this huge ripple effect on the whole community and the world. Okay, so while those principles are pretty much universal, the actual rule books, not so much. Different parts of the world have come up with their own models for corporate governance, and each one has its own set of strengths and weaknesses. A lot of it really just comes down to who owns the company. In what we call an insider system, you've got a few powerful players, maybe a family or some big banks holding all the cards. But in an outsider system, ownership is spread out among thousands, maybe millions of small investors. And believe me, that one difference changes the entire game. Just take a look at these 2 models. Over on the left, you've got the Anglo-American model. It's pretty straightforward. Shareholders elect a board, and that board oversees management. Simple. But now look at the German model on the right. It's got 2 tiers. You have both the shareholders and the employees electing a supervisory board. This gives workers a real actual say in the company's future. See? 2 very different ways to get to the same goal. But of course, having a perfect model on paper, that's one thing. Making it actually work in the messy, real world with all its pressures and human drama, well, that's the constant challenge. Because even the best laid plans can go wrong. Powerful investors might try to stack the deck in their favor. Independent voices on a board can get silenced. And conflicts of interest, they can just poison the well. Good governance isn't a finish line you cross. It's more like a constant tightrope walk. So that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? If you have the perfect rules for the game, is that any guarantee that the players themselves will be perfect? Corporate governance gives us the map. It gives us the compass. But at the end of the day, it's the people in the driver's seat who decide where the road leads.